how do we empower the medical community or not? And that is, again, that is a very challenging ethical and human discussion that's going to happen across the country.
So why are you, as a premier of one province, actually initiating this? There are so many scandals in your government, Kathleen Wynne. I would deal with those first. And you talk about empowering doctors. There's a simple fact here. I mean, every poll, every survey, over and over and over again, the vast majority of doctors said, this is the last thing we want, the right to euthanize. We do not want this at all. You'll change the nature of being a doctor. And Tanya Granick joins us, Moral Maze. I just don't see why the Liberals are jumping on this. I understand why Dr. Lowe said what he did. I mean, he was a wonderful man, and he was in great pain and suffering, and I respect what he said. I don't agree with him, but I respect it. I'm a Conservative MP who's in a wheelchair all of his life, most of his life. You know, when he says that, I respect it. I'll listen, of course. But why Kathleen Wynne, for goodness sake?
Well, it's ridiculous. Like, Michael, I just don't understand what's with this government's preoccupation with death. Like you said, they won't talk about the gas plants, but let's talk about assisted suicide. It's ridiculous. We have so few precious healthcare dollars and resources. Why are we spending them to knock off elderly, disabled?
Well, could that be part of it? Because, look, I don't see anything sinister here, and I think Kathleen Wynne is a good person, doesn't want to harm anyone. But we're already saying no to people who have difficult lifestyles. You won't get that transplant, you won't get the surgery you need, or you'll be bottom of the list. If someone is going to spend 3 years in a state that requires a huge amount of financial support, and you can just turn off the button and save $1 million there and then, I'm sure that will be one of the imperatives behind the decision.
I mean, it very well could be, but what kind of society is that going to leave us with? Let's look at the Netherlands, for example, which is the champion of euthanasia. They had very tight restrictions on what type of euthanasia could be done and performed and whatnot. And now we see that they're killing off disabled children. Even people who are simply lonely want doctor-assisted suicide and are getting it.
Well, when I first heard that, I didn't believe it, so I did some checking, because I was debating some years ago, they won't debate me now, a euthanasia activist, and she said if a teenager says, I'm depressed, I want to die, they should be allowed to. They actually are. I mean, they're questioned first, but you can request euthanasia. And also the number of cases where no request has been made at all, up to sometimes a half, but certainly between 20 and 30% of cases in Holland and elsewhere, no request has been made by the person to be euthanized. And
that's the slippery slope that Justice Minister Peter MacKay is referring to when he says we're not going to reopen this debate. Yeah. We voted in 2010, it's over for now. That's the slippery slope we're talking about, that there's a lot of abuse with euthanasia and you end up killing people who never wanted to die in the beginning.
Have you noticed the very people who say the same-sex marriage debate, it's over, you mustn't reopen that debate, are the very first people to say we have to talk about killing people who are ill or disabled. Cambridge University, a fine institution, the second in England, claims that porn activates some addiction centres in the brain the same way as alcohol and heroin. Hey, look, heroin is an addiction. People can be born with an alcoholic tendency and they can develop alcoholism. If you can't take your eyes away from a computer or a magazine and keep your hands off your wedding tackle, that's not an addiction. That's just stop it.
I don't know. I think there may be some good weight to this study, Michael. To me, this is not a surprise. You know, once you start down a certain path in terms of pornography, viewing it, you get addicted to these images. And clearly this study demonstrated that, you know, like heroin, porn is addictive.
You'd be addicted to self-indulgence. Yeah.
Sure.
But is it really a physical and chemical addiction?
Well, I think it could be. I think it would activate certain hormones in your body that could lead to that. But at the end of the day, why are we even discussing porn? Porn should be illegal, like heroin.
What?
That's right, I said it. Like heroin.
You want pornography to be illegal?
Absolutely, it's exploitative.
Oh, I totally disagree with you.
You think it should be legal?
Of course. It's immoral, but it shouldn't be illegal. There are all sorts of things I disapprove of. I wouldn't make them I wouldn't make adultery illegal.
Well, I think heroin is like porn, and I think they're both devastating to society. I think it erodes the fabric of society. And when you hear studies come out saying that children as young as 6 are accessing porn, I mean, is that really beneficial for a 6-year-old?
Well, I mean, that's a self-evident question, isn't it? Any parent who allows their child to have access to porn should be prosecuted. But for an adult who wants to legal porn, I don't mean paedophilia. Look, when an addict is deprived of heroin, their body goes into a tangible physical reaction. If a man is said, you can't look at those pictures on the internet, sorry, he'll be upset, but he's going to it's not the same addiction. But you really want to create an entire criminal class of, I don't care about the makers, I'd put them in prison in a heartbeat, but people who look at porn, you want to make them criminals.
I think it should be a criminal act, yes. I think pornography should be banned completely, 100%. Child porn, adult porn, doesn't matter.
They're very different things. Child porn is illegal. And it is banned, and so it should be. We should be even stricter on it. But adult porn, consenting adults watching, making, you'd make that illegal?
Yeah, I think it's disgusting. I think it's exploitative of people, and
agree with
especially
both.
women. And I think that as a society, we should not
It's
allow that.
exploitative, it is disgusting, making it illegal. Sorry, we have to disagree. I'm terribly liberal, aren't I?
You are, Mike. I'm shocked.
Thank you for your time.